Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. It's early morning or late night, depending on where you are. Just another live stream from Pam Entertainment TV, suffering from insomnia. But listen, listen. Got a question. You know, I, I, I I just got finished listening to Not Like Us Again by Kendrick Lamar. Is it? And I thought about Drake and all of these lawsuits and things like that are going on, but is it me? Do you think Drake is doing all this to, number one, thwart the tour? Because he couldn't thwart the Super Bowl if he tried. But you think he's trying to figure out the lyrics and the beats to the other six records that Kendrick has in stock? Because we got four of them, remember? We got Euphoria. We got 616 in LA. We got Meet the Grams. And then we had Not Like Us. And he said that he had in stock 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 5. So 10 minus 4 is 6. Y'all think Drake is out here trying to figure out what else Kendrick has in his bag? I mean, I know the beef is over. I mean, I clearly understand that. But I'm just saying, is suing it UMG because everybody's the pundits have said that they thought that he was suing to try to renegotiate his deal. Clearly, he won't be able to renegotiate a deal suing the hand that fed you. And I don't even know what type of deal he thinks he's going to get with these lawsuits. Because I find it quite funny that he is wanting to see all the books and he wants to see Kendrick's contracts. He wants to see all of these little different things. And I will do a formal video because there's some more filing information that has come down from that case that I do want to go back over. I do want to go over with because I've been reading some of it. But I do want to go over it again. But this has to be costing Drake. And I mean, seriously, y'all. This has to be costing him to sue, to put all these filings, to hire all these attorneys. He's got to be cracking $1 million at this point. And I know he has these endorsements, but those endorsements are not going to last long. Simply because, the music that he's been putting out hasn't been worth, what is it? The juice isn't worth the squeeze, so to speak. He hasn't put out anything, and possibly because he's now been disconnected from his writers. And pretty much his machine over there at OVO has been exposed. I heard a young artist. I was watching a video, and he was a YouTuber from Canada, and he made mention. He said, "Well, after Drake, there is anybody because Tory Lanez is in prison for the next 10 years, and there isn't any other Canadian rapper that can, quote, take Drake's place." And I thought about it. That's by design. That was by design. You didn't see Drake put anybody on other than to further his career. Because look at all the people that are under his tutelage, so to speak. We got Party Next Door. There's songs out with Party Next Door. You do a whole album, well, a Party Next Door album. And you seem to be the person featured. We don't hear party, not as much anyway. And your fan base is curious to me. I mean, they are on Twitter, in the comments of YouTube videos. And when I tell you they are out here swinging, they are out here swinging. They're swinging on TikTok. They're doing all this swinging. But why haven't the sales or the streams matched up with the way that your fans fight for you, Drake? Hmm. I'm really starting to think that you're doing all this because you really want to know what else Kendrick has. I really do. I think you think that you're going to see contracts. I think you think that you're going to see masters. Listen to masters. Because clearly this can't be about uh, uh, contracts and how somebody's money is split. Surely it can't be about that. Unless you're trying to see how much they paid Kendrick or how much Kendrick is making, but that's not your business, so to speak. Sue Kendrick and get that information. Hmm. I don't know, y'all. This is, I don't know. I just listened to the song and it made me think about, you know, is he doing all of this? Because, at first, he tried to say in his first filing that the song made him unsafe, but you can't really correlate the stuff that happened to your home without also mentioning the fact that, again, I listened to another streamer that, up in Canada, up in Toronto, you got a lot of stuff going on. You've got factions that don't like you. And they found out that they possibly could have found out that you were home. Allegedly, I don't know. So, well, I'm surprised you didn't go home to Texas. I don't know if you still are out there in Texas or not. Then you tried to correlate in the filing that it was a hate crime. The song was anti-Semitic. Really trying to figure out how you pulled that one out your tail. Unless you equate Jewish people with being colonizers. Hmm. Hmm. I found it very interesting how when you did your with Drake when Drake did his initial lawsuit, um, and he was talking about the song where he amended the complaint, and he was talking about the song. He was trying to uh, paint the narrative that this song just came out of nowhere. He didn't even mention anything of the fact that he was in the middle of a rap battle. He just mentioned that, he believes that Kendrick be spurtrifying his name. But he didn't mention anything. It took UMG to have to really craft the story behind a rap battle, which is now immortalized in court filings. UMG painted a great picture that, particularly with the tailor-made freestyle, how Drake was baiting him using AI of Kendrick's one of Kendrick's favorite rappers, who is deceased, Tupac, and baited him to use the underage girl allegations. Hmm. And then he did it with such brilliance. Now you mad. Now you want to sue. Well, you are suing. But y'all, I think he's doing it. I think he wants to see what else Kendrick has in his bag. He wants to see the other 6 diss records. And I would love for Kendrick to give him what he wants. Just drop them. Like he dropped GNX. And I understand that GNX is now a platinum selling album right now. I say drop it. I would be interesting just to hear Kendrick's thought patterns as he was preparing, and his strategies, how they changed. There should be a documentary, and on both sides. There really should be a documentary outlining, Kendrick's thought process as he was going into this rap battle, and Drake's thought process as he was waiting for the battle to commence. That would be great. I think that would be great. Just drop them. Do y'all think Drake has a couple of songs? Or do you think because he's been exposed beyond what he wanted to be exposed, how he wanted to be exposed, you think that people are not going to want to assist him with getting his lyricism up? Because he's been in the game a long time. I mean, I know that I know those allegations and people have been coming out, excuse me, about him and his ghostwriters, but he's been out enough that he should at least have a form of lyricism. He should be able to put something, rhyme eeny, meeny, miny, and mo. Surely he can do better than a mumble rapper. Surely. I think he should do better than that. I think he could do as well as that. He can come out and make some music better than the music that he's making now. It's almost like he doesn't have any direction. Where is his famed producer up there? What is his name? The one that Pusha T said was 666. Where is he? I'm curious. All right, is anyone going to the Kendrick Lamar concert with SZA? I'd hope they bring out Doechii or a couple of other um, rap or R&B stars that can be on that tour. Because I mean, I know Kendrick could probably kill it for at least an hour and a half, but I think he probably has a good 45-minute strong set. I would love to see, and SZA probably has a good set too. But you could bring Doechii out to sing a couple of songs, and then pair her with another R&B person, so they can get out there and they can sing, and it'd be a great R&B and hip hop type concert. What do y'all think? I'm gonna close this out because, like I said, is it me, or do you all think that Drake is doing all of this stuff to try to thwart anything Kendrick Lamar has going on? It failed with the Super Bowl because that was the filing was the initial threat. Then he amended the threat. He amended the lawsuit, and then I guess he wasn't expecting UMG to come out with anything. I'm wondering, does he realize that if UMG, and if we're talking about the way that record companies and record labels and things like that do business, if you think that they did all of that stuff for you, do you not think that they'd be working against you? Because I'm hearing that this Nokia song is a pretty decent song. Did Drake think that no one was going to touch him? I know he loves to say that he's big as like Mike Jack, but you remember Sony was on Mike Jack's ass for a very long time, to the point that MJ had to come out and literally call them, if I'm not mistaken. Prince didn't fare any better, and I think a lot of R&B stars at one point didn't fare very well in the music business. It's amazing. When I think back, it's what, 50 years of hip hop. When I think back to like those artists like Kumo D and KRS-One and MC Hammer and all of them, they were selling cassettes and vinyls out of the trunk of their cars, CDs out the trunks of their cars, making a good amount of money. And it seems like their fame, their popularity seemed to dwindle once they got their record deals. And the second year in the record deal, they kind of dwindled away. But in this age, it is very important for artists to establish their audience first. Because can y'all imagine, even just doing this whole thing about YouTube? There are people on here who are artists who put out music, and they have their set subscribers and followers. They can do 10 venues that probably have 2,500 people, and they can make a very good, very decent living because of the fact that money, pretty much most of it's going to come to them. They can garner deals with Spotify and Apple and all those different things if they find a good manager or a good lawyer that would intercede for them. I was trying to think. I started watching YouTube, I think around 2012, 2013. And there was this young man on there because it was all around the time like when Justin Bieber was blowing up and all these people from YouTube were blowing up. August Alsina, Justin Bieber. There was a couple of other people there, but there was this one guy that was on there, and at the time he had like 150,000 subscribers. He probably has more since then, but he had 150,000 subscribers. He figured out, I guess, through the algorithm where his subscribers, where they represented, where they were from in the country. And he went and he would go do concerts and meet and greets and things like that. Because I don't even know if YouTubers do meet and greets anymore. But he would do venues and meet and greets at these small places. I think it probably held maybe 1,000 people. And he would have his concerts. And you think about it, you have 1,000 people coming in and paying $20 to see you, $10 to see you, $20 to see you. You give them a good hour of music, and you can do this 2 or 3 times a year, maybe more, and then sell some merch. And I just remember how he was like, the reason why because I can't remember what his name. I just remember he had dark hair and it was long, like to his shoulders, and he would wear it like a little bun, not a bun, but like at the top part, he would have it like tied up out of his face. And I remember him saying, he was like, "Yeah, I will." I know where my audience is at, and I have my YouTube. And I think he was one of the. I remember if he was one of the first people to go to Patreon that I remember. I wish I could remember his name, but anyway, it just made me think. And the reason why I was going down that rabbit hole, not notwithstanding the fact that my insomnia is kicking in, but I was just thinking about Drake and how he could pivot from this, because I think people think that he's done, he's through, or anything like that. I don't know why he just won't pivot back into acting. Get on television, some show on Netflix, Amazon, do a pilot, do some guest appearances on a show or something, and then while you're doing that, you can get your people back together and come out with that come out with your music. Because I know why I pivoted to that young man, because you already have a set audience. You're already savvy on Instagram, you're already savvy on social media. You have your set audience. Because right now, the stuff that you're putting out, you're probably slowly losing. But even if you had 15 million people and you lost 5, you still have a good audience. I felt that way about Nicki Minaj. I never understood why you were so worried about people going over to Cardi or Meg the Stallion or any of those people or anything like that, because you have a great audience. Now, again, I don't understand why your audience wouldn't buy your stuff, but you have a good audience. And that's very clear when you put out a single, and I'm speaking of Nicki Minaj, how it charts, how it sells. But anyway, y'all, I really do think that Drake is doing all of this. Number one, he wants to slow Kendrick Lamar's momentum. And I think the best thing for him to do is just get out of the way of that. Kendrick is on a run. We don't know how long that'll last. It'll probably last till after the concert. And he may decide to go home and sit down. He may get tired, go home and sit down. And Drake can come back. But another thing that I want to say before I get off here, I am loving the fact that people have gotten out of the mindset that rap is a young man's game. And go to my Twitter page, because I go to my Twitter, Pam Entertainment TV, because I asked the question, what's the cutoff age for a YN? It's important for me to know that. So you could put it in the comments here on this video, or go to my Twitter X account and put that down there for me, because I want to be able. I want to do a video about it, but I just need to know the cutoff age. What's the cutoff age for a YN before he becomes a ON? Hmm. Yeah, Drake has a good base, but yeah, just because Kendrick will go away. But anyway, before I ask that question, the wonderful thing that I'm loving is the fact that uh, lyricists and rappers are coming back. I see that Will Smith has dropped something. I know a couple of months ago, LL Cool J dropped something. I think they said that Mace is supposed to be coming out with something. Everybody's trying to get Andre 3000 back out, but Andre said he don't have nothing to talk about right now. So I guess he won't get out. But I am hoping that we get more grown man music from rappers now, because I'm also noticing too. But then again, it is not my age group. The Gen Z generation is not my age group, so I may not be hearing some of the music. But it does seem like the mumble rappers, the drill rappers, all of them. It does seem like they're slowing down because I think the hip hop fandom is really craving these lyricists. They're really craving for people to have something to say besides talking about the woman that you smashed and the guy that you've smashed. And even when I'm looking at uh, women rappers, I see their stuff is slowing down as well. Because if they don't have anything of substance, then people are really not really wanting to rock with them. And I think that that's a great trajectory to go on. And while I'm talking about women rappers, shout out to Glorilla. Glorilla had a concert in St. Louis, and the girls were fighting in the audience. And Glorilla stopped that concert because she's like, y'all are not going to get over here in my concert. Y'all are supposed to be having a good time. Y'all are not supposed to be fighting. And shout out to her. She stopped that concert. And I know people were upset, like, why would she do that? That's someone who cares, who wants to be known as someone who had somebody fighting at their concert and something happens, because it's smart, because it's hard for rappers to get insurance to do these concerts because people think that it's a high risk for that. So I think it was very smart of her to stop the concert when you couldn't get those people to stop fighting, because I think from what I understand it was like a cascading effect. They removed two of the people that were fighting and then two more people started fighting. They removed them and then two more people started fighting, and they just kept going and kept going. So shout out to her, Miss Gloria Hallelujah, for having the wherewithal to think about your fans. And because those two get the fighting, or the six of them, I think it was, that were fighting. They weren't all fighting each other, but it was two at a time. It could have morphed into uh, stampedes or anything like that. So shout out to Glorilla for uh, having the foresight to be able to stop something like that, to stop her concert, to let them know that that's not what you tolerate. And speaking of women in concerts, y'all, how much money does Mary J. Blige owe Kendu? Is there some kind of one lump sum payment or something? Because Lord, Mary has been touring nonstop for 3 years. I saw a post where she has her little Mary dance that she does, and baby, she looks like she's back on the stuff, which is sad because she spent a lot of time making sure that she got sober, but she just seems tired. How much money does she owe Kendu? Cause she is looking a mess. She dancing like her feet hurt. She hadn't thought about collabing on some boots or something. so she can make that extra money. I'm quite sure the girls will buy boots by Mary. A mess. A mess. All right, people. We do this every week. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video if you care. I see that I have like 5 people rocking with me. Y'all hit that like button for whatever platform that you're watching me on. Y'all, please tell a friend. And thank you all for rocking with me through my insomnia. I'll get to sleep pretty soon enough. But I have been up probably now. I have not slept. I've been up maybe 30 hours now. And I think I'm going to try to go in here and take a supplement to see if that'll help me sleep. All right, people, we do this every week. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video if you care. Y'all, please tell a friend, tell a kin, tell your coworkers, tell that heifer that you can't stand that I'm over here making these videos. And as always, people, bye-bye. And make sure y'all put in the comments, do y'all think Drake is doing all this because he wants to see those other 6 diss records that Kendrick has out of him, or another reason? Y'all let me know in the comments. Bye-bye.